Hello, Giants fans. Welcome to Giants Baseball 101. I'm Gabe Vaughn, your host. The Giants lost to the Marlins 4-2 today. They blew another lead. Mike Yastrzemski hit a two-run home run to put the Giants up 2-0 in the top of the first. And they used primarily multi-inning pitchers to get through this game today, and it didn't work out because Jakob Junis didn't have it, and he allowed 3 runs when he came in. Alex Wood started the game, went 2 1/3 innings, and Junis, if this is a proper term, I think it would be fair to say, Wood. Sorry, I meant to say Wood. If this is a proper term, I think it would be fair to say that Wood is like a restricted starter for the Giants after he really struggled in that role for the Giants in 2022. I think that they're using him in just a more specialized role here in 2023 where he sometimes starts games, but today they took him out just for a favorable matchup in a rally, I think it was. And Junis, he came in and he just wasn't very effective today, and that really cost the Giants. And after that, Ross Stripling came in and he actually pitched pretty well for the Giants today. He's been used in the long relief role without having made any starts recently, based on the fact that he hasn't really been good going. I think that Stripling, if I remember correctly, has only made 1 start for the Giants this year, and he hasn't been good. And then his couple of next outings out of the bullpen, he wasn't good in those either. So the Giants are using him primarily in that role, and sometimes it's mop-up, and he is being paid a ton of money, but that's really irrelevant to the point. The point is always having the best players on the roster. So I think that right now the Giants are making the right call as far as using Stripling, but he should definitely get a chance to try to work back into a starting role, or at least maybe a more significant relief role where it's actually protecting a tie game or a game that really could swing one way or the other. So, but really, to get to the point with just this game, I see no reason the Giants needed to lose to the Marlins like they're some kind of an especially great team. I don't think that the Marlins were in the playoffs last year. Well, let's see. No, they weren't. So, and you could say the same thing about the Tigers. The Giants losing the series to them. Neither of these two teams possesses any really great quality that would really justify losing to them, but the Giants are just not playing right, and their opponents are getting the edge. So this has just been bad because it's their 5th straight loss. They've just dropped their 5th straight game now to the Marlins, and they're just getting really behind in the record. This is not the start I wanted for the season, but it's the way it goes when the players that you count on, and particularly, I think the pitchers, as far as offense, some of those cold offensive days, they haven't helped things at all, and there's kind of, the Giants have really had their share of, offensive inability to take advantage of potential rallies and runners-on situations, but I just honestly think it's the fact that the pitchers who we were legitimately counting on to perform. And you remember, I won't blame you if you've forgotten this already. I can't blame you at all for it, but remember that Ross Stripling was one of those guys. I said he's got to pitch well. I said he's got to be like the second best guy in the rotation. Well, or maybe kind of tied in that spot with Alex Cobb. But please recall, Ross Stripling was a guy who critically needed to be good for the Giants. He pitched well today. I'll give him that. But still, he's going to have just a lot more to prove, I think, before we can really, rely on him again. And Logan Webb, for sure, he's been bad. And Camilo Doval's blown a couple of real close games. One of them was in extra innings. That, of course, is just not going to work. And then there's the whole Taylor Rogers thing. His ERA is sky high this year so far. And just when you have pitchers, and pitchers in particular, who are guys that you needed to count on in a given year, that's when your team's just not going to perform as well as you expected. And I really think that is what we're seeing with the Giants. Now, as far as the game today, you kind of asked the question, was Jakob Junis a real critical pitcher for the Giants? I mean, he's the guy who allowed everything today. The answer to that is actually probably not. I don't think that in 2022 he had made an actual bid that would have made it like the Giants need to win or die on him. It's the way it went today, but just as far as today's game, I don't think that was the case with Jakob Junis. I just really see this game as another way of just another add-on to the whole pile-up of losses they're coming out for the Giants, and they've been trying pretty much everything, and they tried the whole multi-inning pitcher strategy today, and it didn't work out, and basically they need to find a way to get things turned around because this is unacceptable. Thank you for watching. This has been Giants Baseball 101. Please subscribe if you haven't. Also, please leave your questions and comments. You know where to do it. I'll see you next time on Giants Baseball 101.